This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
I have our friend Mike Boss, the amazing artist from Hill City, Kansas, to thank for this next story, not only for the story, but for the work he's done in recognizing these Army Air Force men who were killed in Kansas in a plane crash that occurred on February 2nd, 1943. Mike and some of his comrades just erected a memorial to those men. So let's take a look at that story.
Lieutenant Paul M. Capaccio, his crew, and one passenger left Casper Army Airfield, Casper, Wyoming, on February 2, 1943. It was supposed to have been a 5-hour ferry flight to Tinker Army Airfield in Oklahoma City. Capaccio's aircraft was a United States Army Air Force Boeing B-17F. The crew had newly transferred to the 100th Bomb Group, 350 Bomb Squadron based in Sioux City, Iowa. Later that day, all the men aboard were killed when the plane crashed into a small hill in rural Kansas. Michael Boss, artist and historian living in Hill City, grew up hearing the story of the tragedy, and for the last year and a half, he and a group of friends have been working toward memorializing the men who lost their lives. On January 9th, their efforts came to fruition when a marker was set at a local cemetery near the crash site. Mike has also used his artwork to share the story, including a painting of local farmer Russell Pennington, who rode his tractor to the crash. Capaccio had flown into a major storm and was 125 or 30 miles north of where he should have been, Mike estimated. At approximately 4:20 Central Standard Time, witnesses near the crash site said the B-17F was having engine trouble and flying in heavy fog. Capaccio was flying southeast, made a turn back to the northwest, climbed into the fog, turned southeast, came out of the clouds, most probably in a slip, and flew into the hill. The site is 8 miles north and a half-mile east of Bogue. Having gone through the crash reports, the cause is still up for speculation. Did they lose the use of their instruments? Was there damage to the plane? Whatever the reason, the B-17 crashed into a field, a hillside that could barely be called a hill. Witnesses said the holes made by the engines plowing into the ground were visible for years. Crews from nearby Walker Army Airfield had the sad duty of clearing the crash site of human and aircraft remains. It took more than a week. Those lost in the crash were First Lieutenant Paul M. Capaccio, the pilot from New Jersey; Latimer Lafayette Stewart, co-pilot from California; First Lieutenant Jacob Madsen, Jr., navigator from Iowa; Thaddeus Donlovich, engineer from Pennsylvania; Frank Culver, radio operator from Pennsylvania; and Heiner Block, a passenger from Michigan. Those working on the monument project along with Mike are Ron Galloway, Corey Johnson, Bob Saunders, Lauren Johnson, and Jez Rush. The monument is located in the McFarland Cemetery, 7 miles north of Bogue. Ironically, only 2 hours earlier, a B-24 had run into trouble flying just north of Arnold, Kansas, in this same weather system. The pilot ordered the crew to bail out, but one of the crewmen was killed when his parachute malfunctioned. What a dark day in Kansas.
It's been great sharing Wednesday morning. As always, I'm Deb Goodrich, and I'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agamandkansas.com.